Hello and what is up guys, welcome back to another Anime Vanguards video. Today I'm giving you all a guide on how you can farm gems to get those mythic banner units that I talked about in my 6 units for beginners video, which you should totally check out. Before we get into it though, shout out to this guy right here for recognizing me in a public server. I think from now on whenever I get recognized from one of y'all, you're likely going to get a shout out in my videos. But make sure to like the video, it helps me out a lot in getting out there, and join the Discord because I enjoy talking to y'all goofballs. But let's get right into it, starting with one of the easier methods, which the easiest method I can think of off the top of my head is clearing some achievements off the list. Some of the basic achievements are simply clearing stages on the Nightmare difficulty, which isn't all that hard for Planet Namek through the double dungeon. On top of achievements, you'll also get a boosted gem amount if it's the first time you clear the act on Nightmare, so you'll be getting about 1200 gems plus the achievement rewards per 6 acts. Also, don't forget you can still clear the stages on normal difficulty since they will still give the same boosted gem reward for the first time clear. A small little boost to this is that if you're clearing stages, you can claim rewards from the enemy index and you're given 30 gems per enemy, so you can add on another 150 or so gems on top of clearing some stages. I actually take back what I said earlier, the absolute easiest method literally involves just logging in. Every 24 hours you can claim some daily rewards, which the day 1 rewards are literally 1000 free gems right there. Oh, and before we continue, I highly recommend you buy VIP. While it doesn't give more gems directly outside of the AFK chamber, it'll save you a lot of gems since it reduces the cost per summon from 50 to 40, meaning you can save 100 gems per 10 pull, which does add up. The next method is also fairly easy, but it's also very dependent on luck, which is the collection milestones in the unit index right near the summoning NPC right here. Collecting 10 different kinds of a unit rarity, whether it be rare, epic, or legendary, will give you 3,100 total gems per rarity. So let's say you collect 10 different rare and epic units, that right there is a free 6,200 gems, which will be a massive help. Another method will be the level milestones. Every 5 player levels you gain, you can claim 1 batch of level milestone rewards, with the rewards increasing with every 5 levels. Now, I do encourage you all to play over the weekend, since they have 2 times player XP enabled, allowing you to get some milestones really quickly. Now we're going to be going over, in my opinion, the best method for farming gems out of this entire video. Now, I personally like to call this manually, quote-unquote, yes, now stay with me here, manually playing the game. This involves the use of Tiny Task, a third-party installation, to repeat the same actions on your keyboard and mouse. This is beneficial because it can essentially replay the same stage for you over and over throughout the day, overnight, however long you want it running, which will earn you gold, gems, battle pass XP, unit XP, player XP, and even some food items for units. Note that Tiny Task is not available on Mac computers, however they have an alternative called Automator, which you'll have to learn how to use on your own time, because I'm not aware of how it works. If you do have Windows though, you can follow my guide from way back to get your Tiny Task set up and ready to play the game for you, since it still works to this day. Now, if you don't have a PC at all I can do is recommend the AFK Time Chamber, which does give both event currencies and a few gems, which over the course of a night, you could probably get anywhere between 3 to 5k gems if I had to estimate. Now, as I mentioned earlier, using Tiny Task or Automator to farm the game will not only get you gems, but also Battle Pass XP. Battle Pass XP is useful because the Battle Pass contains extra gems, so on top of getting gems from clearing stages, you could also claim additional gems from simply leveling that up. If you aren't using Tiny Task and leveling the Battle Pass overnight that way, you could do some quests to level up your Battle Pass, in which quests will give gems, Battle Pass XP, and sometimes some trait rerolls, so I highly recommend grinding them if you don't have access to something such as Tiny Task or Automator. Now, the next ways to obtain gems aren't as useful as quote-unquote manually grinding the game, but nevertheless still very useful. Bounties are an amazing way of farming gems daily, however only really if you're in at least mid-game. Bounties are a feature where you play a specific stage and act in exchange for 500 additional gems and a trait reroll on top of the original rewards of the stage. Sometimes though, it'll give you a stage you can't complete, so while I'd recommend checking this daily, it might not be a consistent source of gems for beginners. Another decent way to obtain some gems is through the boss events, which do have a level requirement of 20. If you have a few units evolved, you could probably beat the Egress boss event. However, other boss events are much harder, so if you can't beat it, I suggest getting carried or playing with some friends. Now, the reason it's a great source of gems is because not only does it just drop gems, but it also drops the boss rush tokens, which can be traded in for trait rerolls, essence stones, and other useful items. World Lines is another easy way of getting gems, however, like the boss event, it has a level requirement of either 25 or 30, I honestly forget which one. World Lines will give 250 gems per floor completed up to floor 50, in which every floor after floor 50 will only give 150 gems per floor. The last area you can get gems from is the Odyssey game mode, in which Odyssey can reward gems, trait rerolls, and shards for familiars. Sadly though, it also has a level requirement above 20 somewhere. Now I know the past 3 methods have all had level requirements, however I wanted to save these for the end, so that way I can show the more effective methods for beginners first. The best way to farm for Odyssey rewards is to not add any intensity at all, making it an easy grind to floor 13, which is really as far as you gotta go each week. It's important to note though that Odyssey only refreshes once a week. Well guys, those are all the methods to grind gems. Let me know if I forgot one, but before I end the video, I'm telling y'all a joke. You know, my girlfriend says I don't understand her anymore. I really don't know what she's talking about at this point. Hopefully the video helps you grind plenty of gems. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and join the Discord since I enjoyed talking to y'all. That's about it. Have a good day. See ya. My name is Fire.